My wedding day was supposed to be the happiest day of my life. I'd spent months planning every single detail, from the flowers to the music, all to create a perfect memory with my now husband, Liam, but my sister, Chloe, had other plans. Plans that involved turning my dream day into an absolute nightmare. It all started subtly. A sarcastic comment here, a dismissive eye roll there. I tried to ignore it. Chloe had always been a bit dramatic, and I figured it was just her way of dealing with the attention not being on her for once. Liam and I exchanged our vows, and for a moment, everything was perfect. The sun was shining, our friends and family were cheering, and I was looking into the eyes of the man I loved. I truly believed the worst was over. How wrong I was. The reception was where things really unraveled. We were all gathered for the speeches. My dad gave a heartwarming toast, and Liam's best man had everyone in stitches with a few embarrassing but sweet stories. Then it was Chloe's turn, as my maid of honor. She stumbled up to the microphone, already slurring her words. My heart sank. She started her speech by talking about our childhood. But instead of sharing fond memories, she twisted them into tales of how I'd always overshadowed her, how I'd stolen her friends, her opportunities, her spotlight. The room grew uncomfortably silent. I could feel hundreds of eyes on me, my cheeks burning with shame. Liam squeezed my hand under the table, a silent show of support. I whispered to my mom, asking her to get Chloe to stop, but Chloe just swatted her hand away. Then she raised her champagne glass. For a split second, I thought maybe she was going to end with a toast and this whole cringeworthy episode would be over. Instead, she looked directly at me, her eyes filled with a rage I'd never seen before, and she threw the entire glass of champagne right at me. The cold, sticky liquid soaked the front of my wedding dress. Gasps echoed through the venue. I was too stunned to even react. Before anyone could intervene, she lunged toward our beautiful, 5-tiered wedding cake. The cake Liam and I had so carefully chosen together. She grabbed the top tier and smashed it onto the floor, sending frosting and crumbs flying. Then she started screaming, "This should have been my day." She shrieked, her voice cracking with a mixture of tears and fury. "You stole him from me? You steal everything." The room erupted into chaos. Liam was instantly on his feet, standing between me and Chloe, trying to shield me. My dad and a few of Liam's groomsmen rushed forward to restrain her as she continued to scream incoherently. I just stood there, dripping with champagne, staring at the wreckage of my cake and the complete implosion of my family. Stole him from her? What was she talking about? Liam and Chloe had barely ever spoken. They had met a handful of times at family gatherings, and that was it. There was never anything between them. Her accusation was so baseless, so insane. It felt like I was in a bizarre movie. My bridesmaids, bless their hearts, rushed to my side, trying to dab at my dress with napkins and usher me away from the scene. They led me to a private room, where I finally broke down. The perfect day I had envisioned was shattered. All I could think about was Chloe's accusation. It was completely delusional. His words were a comfort, but the hurt ran deep. How could my own sister, the person who was supposed to be my closest confidant, betray me so publicly and so cruelly? The rest of the night was a blur. We tried to salvage what we could of the reception, but the mood was ruined. We cut what was left of the cake, shared our first dance, but the joy was gone, replaced by a heavy cloud of confusion and sadness. The days that followed were filled with awkward phone calls. Apologies from my parents, who were mortified. Concerned texts from friends and family, but from Chloe, there was only silence. I learned from my mom that Chloe had a history of creating elaborate stories to make herself the victim, but I never imagined it would escalate to this. She had apparently developed a fantasy-like obsession with Liam after meeting him once, convincing herself that they had a special connection, and that I had swooped in and stolen him. It was a complete fabrication born from her own insecurities. My parents insisted she needed professional help, and I agreed. But the damage was done. My wedding photos are a painful reminder. In some, I'm beaming with joy. In others, taken after the incident, my smile is forced, and my eyes are puffy from crying. It's been a few months now. Liam and I are building our life together, and his unwavering support has been my rock. He constantly reminds me that our love, is the only thing that truly mattered that day. As for my relationship with Chloe, it's non-existent. I know she's my sister, and a part of me hopes she gets the help she needs. But I don't know if I can ever forgive her for trying to destroy the most important day of my life with her lies and jealousy. My wedding day will forever be remembered not just for the love and commitment, but for the shocking betrayal that tore my family apart. It's a scar that I'm not sure will ever fully fade. Thanks for listening to my story. It's been a tough journey, but sharing it helps. If you've ever dealt with family drama, you're not alone. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories.